Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Trula. I do all of the fabulous book reviews over here on my channel. Additionally, other content that is coming. Y'all at this point might have seen that I've been crazy uploading some backlog videos. Those are from TikTok. As of me having recorded this video, TikTok is supposed to go dark. I'm recording this on January 18th. So tomorrow, January 19th, is when TikTok is supposed to supposedly shut down. So yeah, very emotional over here in the house. But we're gonna keep going, you guys. So y'all are getting all of my shorts that were originally posted on Instagram and TikTok, and so those are just going to be posting daily until we're done with them. So let's just dive right into what today's video is about. Today's video is about The Eye of God by James Rollins. I should know these by now. I've read all of them. This one was quite interesting. It brought in some old characters that honestly I'd kind of missed, and I will say it's kind of poetic to be talking about this book because there were some losses in this book that were also very emotional and kind of just got me at the end of it. So in this one, The Eye of God, it's if Bloodline was the one that blew the lid off of what we were dealing with up until that book, this gives us the whole entire new platform of they weren't the only ones. That's what I'm gonna say. So without further ado, let's just read the summary. In the wilds of Mongolia, a research satellite has crashed, triggering an explosive search for its valuable cargo, a code black physics project connected to the study of dark energy, and a shocking image of the eastern seaboard of the United States in utter ruin. At the Vatican, a package arrives containing two strange artifacts, a skull scrawled with ancient Aramaic and a tome bound in human skin. DNA evidence reveals that both came from the same body, the long-dead Mongol king Genghis Kahn. Commander Gray Pierce and Sigma 4 set out to discover a truth tied to the fall of the Roman Empire, to a mystery going back to the birth of Christianity, and to a weapon hidden for centuries that holds the fate of humanity. We still, to this day, don't know where Genghis Khan's tomb is. Like, it's crazy. They find it in this book. Spoiler warning at that point. But, again, this book has been out for a hot minute. So, it's... The thing I love about these books is, like, while I love Dan Brown, I love the stories he tells with Robert, they are, and all of these are rooted in some level of history and conspiracy, but this one just, I love seeing characters that we met in like book 2, book 3 coming back and seeing them again in this. But like I said, I will blatantly say this book, out of all of them, they all kind of end on like a semi-happy note at the very end, and I will warn you that this one does not. The ending was a little rough to read. I will say that. To say goodbye to two characters who have been quite interesting in this series to me was very hard. So yeah. Ideally, in the future, I have structured my future book reviews to be a little bit more structured out. These are not, however, I apologize for that. So they're going to get better. I promise. They will. But, yeah, this book just, it reminds me why I really got into the Dan Brown books, why I got into James Rollins to begin with. He does a really good job storytelling and pulling you into this alternative telling of history. so to speak. Whereas I will say the comparison, I know when I keep comparing him to Dan Brown, and please enjoy Lady Catherine deciding she's going to comment as well. Dan Brown's is really rooted in conspiracies, I feel, that have been truly researched into, and there have been enough people that like really look into these and can kind of pinpoint all the details that would lead to that conspiracy. What I love about James's books, they are rooted in historical facts of Genghis Khan was a person who existed. You can trace almost anyone's DNA back to him in these stories due to how he was. And I mean, for crying out loud, the man would marry his daughters off to wealthy rulers and stuff like that, just so that he was, spreading his seed essentially across the world. And so it's rooted in historical fact that we are very much aware of, but the storyline in this book is very deviant of that. So while it does follow the storyline of, yes, Genghis Khan really was a human being that existed, we really don't know where his tomb is, and them finding it in the story is great. I wish it would probably be a marvel if we did actually find it in real life. But the way that he does this and he takes you through this story, it's very, like, there is history pulled into it, but it is not history in the essence of how we know it. It's basically, I would say, it's a retelling. It's definitely a retelling of history in a way that lets these conspiracy theories be sparked in these books. So I pretty sure devoured this one pretty darn quickly when I started reading it. So let's see. I'm going to pull up Storygraph. And we're going to just see how quickly I devoured this one, because I know it's really funny, but like in a lot of books I can, come on, let me use the search function. Eye of God. So let's see. Yeah, I started this on the 24th of October and finished it literally the next day. Like, I could not put this one down. And each one of them are different with me. It depends on the story and how, like, into it I get. But this one, I literally just, I could not put it down. I started it and I could not. Also, mind you, I was reading this one in the middle of me being, unemployed, so like I had a little bit more time where I could do that sleepless and finish the book situation. But still, I'm always devouring books, but this one just, I could not put it down. The story just gripped me in a way that it pulled me in. I love that these books can be standalone books, or you can read them in the series, and you're always going to be reinformed of like, this isn't a spoiler, but Gray's dad has dementia. And so you get a lot of reminders that is the case throughout these stories. And so you can actually read them very standalone. But there are going to be references to other parts of the story. So I recommend reading them in a series, but you don't have to. And I think that's the thing that I like about all of them, is that out of all of them so far, this would probably be my favorite that I've read. As far as like story that gripped me, dragged me in, and would not let me go until I finished the book. So 10 out of 10. This got 5 stars on my Storygraph, and I rank differently, obviously, than most people. If I thoroughly enjoy it, it does deserve 5 stars. But if I hate it, it's gonna get lower, and that's dependent on a lot of factors, which going forward I will start covering what we consider those factors over here. So, but with that, I'm gonna leave you guys and let you get on to the rest of your day. I hope you enjoy whatever book you're reading, and if you do decide to read this or you have read it, let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you thought about it. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.